Alright guys, I'm in the 1.5 liter Mazda 3 hatchback and I've been smiling from ear to ear. Now it's a damp morning and I haven't really feel the tires yet in terms of how much traction I get. But so far, the body control of the car, the way it stays level when you change direction, and the eagerness of the nose to point in. Damn. Now the transmission does a good job in maintaining the revs. It's rather important in a 1.5 liter car for roads like these. Lovely. So it is the only 1.5 car in the market with a heads-up display. Okay, so I get to see my actual speed. Feels as though I can. Now there's not a lot of power, make no mistake, alright, but the engine revs happily. That's a very good sign. And then the transmission keeps it in its rev range, in its power band nicely. Does it understeer? So you can hear the engine really revving because I think the transmission knows what it is doing and keeps the rev range at above 4,500 RPM most of the time. It'll be nice if it shows, if it indicates the gear that it is in, which I can't see from here. Because so far I haven't experienced any instances whereby I need to do a kick down to pull it to a lower gear. It just keeps it there. Lovely. So you can drive it in a tidy manner and yet get the line just now, so I have to slow down, and that would mean that I have to re-accelerate again. It's not a bad note in terms of when the engine is pulling, it doesn't make a bad note. So it's a nice sounding, buzzing engine. And the fact that the soundproofing of the car is so good, it only lets in those revving sound instead of other noise. Cool. It really drives like a rear-wheel drive car, because when you're making a turn and then you trail brake a little bit just to control it, it points the front in every single time. instead of pushing the front out. Con will of course say, oh, this is the characteristics of torsion beam, but without proper tuning, this is impossible. Without proper calibration of what the engineers want on how the car should react, you know, it wouldn't have been possible. I just love the pairing of the engine and the transmission. Yeah. Really puts a smile on your face. Every single time I drive a Mazda up these hills, it just makes me smile. Of course, when I drive a BMW, I'll be operating at a higher rate of speed, right? But it's not just the steering, it's not just the suspension. It is also about how the transmission has been tuned or calibrated. So in a BMW or my previous uphill run in my Audi, there are so many instances whereby after 2 turns or going uphill and my transmission just happily cruise along at a gear that is about 3000 RPM, and I have to either downshift it from the pedals or kick the throttle to force it down 1 gear to keep the momentum. And I'm already in dynamic that time, so lovely. Okay, let's do my walk around video.